ladies and gentlemen, folks of all ages, to an exciting episode of AHHW F. Not any episode, mind you, my dear friend Chris. For in this episode, it is entitled Back to School.
You know why it's called that, Ben?
Why is it called that?
Certainly not because we're back to school, because that happened like a month ago. But really, it's because you're going to learn something about what good wrestling programming is.
Oh, if you thought you knew wrestling, you're about to go back to school.
You're going to sit down at your little desk and get your pencil out, and you're like, whoa, look what Shaggy's doing. And that's really what all schooling should look like.
Well, it's definitely going to be a great show. If you are watching, whether you're watching after the fact or you're with us live right now, you're going to be telling yourself, boy, I am sure glad that I am watching this right now because we have a really stacked card here tonight.
It's kind of nuts how stacked this card is.
It does really seem like each pay-per-view, for lack of a better word. I combined all those words together into one word. For lack of a better word, pay-per-view. It seems like each one gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Absolutely, and this is, if we're trying to send both our elementary school students in the gymatorium and our fans back to school, this is like the best school of all time. Because instead of math and PE being like the different segments of your day, you're getting stuff like overall championship match and whatever Shaggy's got cooked up for Mr. Clean and some kind of hardcore stipulation. That's way better than PE. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is gonna be good. It's gonna be a day of school you're never gonna forget.
Well.
Whoa, look at that.
I forgot to put on my AHHW F shirt.
You better get that going because we're about to get going.
Is scheduled for one fall and is for the Global Underground Championship.
And who is kicking off tonight's pay-per-view extravaganza? None other than Chuck Extravaganza Cheese. I got ahead of myself and started talking about the whole deal there. But our good friend, the whole fucking deal. Our good friend Chuck the Rat earned himself this big-time championship opportunity last week in a traditional Judge Burge over the top battle royal. And we'll be going into the ring tonight and we'll see him surrounded by inordinate amounts of pyrotechnics. He'll be in action against Judge Burge Overruled Champion Captain Cutler. And I said at the time that it was one of my most anticipated matches, and that has not changed one bit because these two are both high octane, incredible athletes. And I love watching them beat people up, and they're gonna do it to each other tonight.
Do you think, after years of being champion adjacent, Charles is finally going to get a belt around his waist? I mean, hoist up those pants?
That would definitely be the hope if you're Mr. Cheese, because he's only had, I think, one previous title shot, but you're right, he's been around champions a lot, and whenever he's made an appearance on this show, it's been kind of a big deal. And so, you want that to eventually translate into some gold you can add to your resume. Captain Cutler, the current champion, looking poised to retain here tonight with that cool little undershirt that I like so much. That has nothing to do with how he's going to defend the title, I just like it.
I believe it's a sweater.
Yeah, but it's like an undersweater.
It's an undersweater. That's just a whole new level of fashion that I'm not aware of.
Introducing the challenger from New York, weighing in at 320 pounds, the superstar.
That is a big rat, man. 320 pounds?
Yeah.
It's large.
I mean, that's Chuck might be the king of the New York subway.
From Augusta, Maine.
Only that was a match type.
Weighing in at
He'd be in better shape here.
He is the global underground
I mean, we should make it one.
champion. The
New York subway
Phenom.
match.
Wasn't there a? Am I imagining something, or wasn't there a match that was in the New York subway? Like in WCW, maybe? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, are you thinking of you might be thinking of Shotgun Saturday Night, Triple H and The Undertaker, where he tombstones him at the top of an escalator.
That might be
That
what
might
I'm
be-
thinking of.
yeah.
Yeah. Is that in a mall? Where is that?
Honestly, don't remember.
I like when wrestling hits the road, you know?
Yeah, you know, me as well. Look at who's can't wait to hit the road. Chuck E. Cheese, like, raring to go. And here we're off. Opening match of Back to School. Captain Cutler starting this match up like he likes to start many of his matches. A big-ass toss off his shoulders, letting the opponents know who's boss, and also who's champion. Like, Chuck E. Cheese following up, getting right back to his feet and doing a DDT to Captain Cutler, planting him on that fancy cap of his.
I do love a good fancy cap.
Me as well.
So, what do you think? Who you got? Is Captain Cutler retaining, or is Charles in charge?
Honestly, Ben, not to be Chuck E. Cheesy, but I think the biggest winner tonight's going to be the fans. These two are going to put on a clinic as far as wrestling excitement. But also to answer your question in a legitimate fashion, I think it's Chuck E. Cheese.
You know, I love your commentary, Chris. You're such a cut up. Lure.
There you go. See, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Captain Cutler was already someone who I boasted about his unique, exciting offense, but he's still bust out. He's been around for months, and he's still bust out things we've never seen him do before. Like his the handstand off the back and then seal punches to the lower back, which he, of course, innovated after studying how seals move and fight in the ocean on his boating adventures.
Well, and respectfully, Captain Cutler
Oh,
allowing
no.
Charles to get to his feet, but probably not a good move.
Mistake.
'cause-
Oh my god. Did Chuck E. Cheese just crank that?
Yes.
He
Yes.
I was really torn as a white person if I should attempt to say dat or if I should say that and just sound like an extremely a white person. I feel like I made the right choice, but neither felt good.
That's
Huge
kind of
back
like
body
any
drop.
move in this match.
Absolutely.
You can make the right choice. It doesn't necessarily feel good.
right, like a big back body drop on the concrete ramp.
This right. Oh.
That's what Cutler did to Shaggy a couple weeks ago. And yeah, that was a big part of what secured him the victory. And he might be trying to do the exact same thing to this lovable food mascot. Big
Oh.
kick to the pizza basket.
And Cutler going for the cover. 1 and a 2. Oh, but Charles able to kick out. You know, you mentioned Shaggy a moment ago. Shaggy's got a big match coming up here later tonight as well.
He absolutely does. He's in some hardcore match of his choosing against Mr. Clean, and he's promised it's going to be something we've never seen before. And I've watched a lot of wrestling, so that's going to have to be something pretty darn spectacular.
Cutler going for the cover again, but Charles still able to kick out.
Of course, Chuck E. Cheese is a behemoth, Ben. Look at the size of that thing. That's like a quadruple XL jersey. Look at the agility too.
What is that, is that like a star press?
That's like a.
What do you call when you make a star and then press on someone?
It's like a frog, but that was like a toad splash.
Oh, okay.
Because it wasn't like the whole frog splash.
I see, yeah.
But I wouldn't call it a tadpole splash either. It was a little bigger than that.
A bullfrog smash.
Alright, here we go. Signature Chuck E. Cheese offense, where he just smashes his opponent's face into dust.
Yeah, Mr. E. Cheese unwinding and winding up on Cutler.
And a
a
big
huge
stunner.
stunner. By God, Charles could win the belt right now. And he did
it.
with a stunner. Charles in charge of the Judge Burge overruled division.
That was a stunning conclusion to that match, Ben, because I thought with the way these two were exchanging blows, been very evenly matched, that this was going to go on for a lot longer than it did. But Chuck E. Cheese attacking him like a whatever of bricks that people say sometimes. He just flung his entire gigantic body at Captain Cutler, and then hauled off on his face, fired up, and hit that stunner. And he put the captain away, sending him back out to sea for a Viking funeral.
Yeah, and I mean, that's all it takes is one stunner, and you can put someone's lights out.
I'm starting to
Blow out their candles, Chris.
It's their birthday. An event you might have at Chuck E. Cheese's establishment. And I imagine that the kids in the elementary school gymatorium are now extra begging their parents to go to Chuck E. Cheese's place after he's now the Judge Burge overruled champion.
Cutler grabbing for the neck after that stunner, too.
Yeah, that might have done some serious damage to the neck area. That's a deadly move. It's not as vicious looking as other things that Chuck E. Cheese likes to include in his arsenal, but clearly it's enough to get the job done because Captain Cutler is no easy foe to beat.
Well, and we spoke about how Cutler's belt doesn't necessarily match, but Charles looking good with that purple belt, matching the shirt perfectly.
Yeah, that match is big time, and that match was big time, Ben.
Big time.
Chuck E. Cheese surviving Captain Cutler's choke breaker, a back body drop and a face buster on the ramp, all kinds of gnarly wrestling offense, and it came out on top. So Chuck E. Cheese, that monster that I'm so scared of, is now finally a champion.
All right. Well, that's a good way to kick off Back to School. Chris, did you choose this nice, relaxing music to go in between the matches?
I did.
Yeah. I kind of like it. It's a nice little change of pace.
Yeah, I think so too.
The normal shows, we got this rock music playing. We might as well have some, chill wave.
Yeah, Fraser let me pick. I also picked the graphics you'll be seeing on occasion where it looks like someone's Lisa Frank binder. I got to have a little bit of added responsibility tonight.
Oh, okay.
It's like when you let your 12-year-old stay home by themselves for the first time. Fraser's like, you can pick some music and a graphic, and I can't wait to burn the house down.
We're getting a shout out to Rat King, Rat King, Rat King.
Oh my god. It's the last time I invite people into this chat to come in and say curse things like that. Although he is now the Rat King of the Judge Burge division.
I mean, just saying. Should get him a crown.
Oh god, can you imagine?
I could.
Yeah, I could as well.
I mean, I could imagine.
He would just kill the Burger King and take his crown. Captain Cutler kind of reminds me of the Burger King a little bit.
Why don't more fast food restaurants have mascots?
Who do you think's missing one?
Arby's? Hardee's?
Arby's has the hat and the glove. They got 2.
Oh, what about
Hardee's has the little star.
Star.
The little star
Okay.
boys. They're big weekend fans.
Okay. Maybe I'm just full of it. Steak and Shake?
Now that, I think... Wait, do they have a little anthropomorphic fries, shake, and burger? I feel like they do, but they're not used very often. Anyway,
Speaking of anthropomorphic
yeah,
fries.
look at this horrific sight as one half of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come to the ring. One of them in their scary garb, holding the urn that contains the ashes of Master Splinter. That's Raphael walking out his leader, Leonardo. Now, the story behind this match, Ben, is that last week in the same Battle Royale that allowed Chuck E. Cheese to go on this path to winning the title he just won, 3 of the 4 turtles were involved in that match as well. But in the nature of Battle Royale, it's not a tag team match. It's kind of every turtle and man and whoever else for themselves. The turtles were working well together at first, picking off all the other contenders in the match. But towards the end there, if you recall, Leonardo grabbed Donatello, his brother, from behind and headbutted him in the back of the head, just smashing his turtle skull into turtle soup and then throwing him over the top rope. I think these turtles wanted to kind of litigate the issue that sprung up amongst their little clan after that whole incident. And so you see now that the other turtles that were bystanders have taken sides. Raphael saying, look, aggression is what got us to where we are in this business, and Leonardo's our leader, so if you have to smash you in the back of the head to try to win a title opportunity, that's all well and good. I don't see what the big deal is. And Michelangelo kind of being like, hey, we're a family, we should chill out and not headbutt our brothers in the backs of their craniums. So Leonardo and Donatello are going to get a one-on-one action tonight to kind of settle that beef, while Raphael and Michelangelo respectively back them up in their corners as their managers.
And they seem to be splitting those ashes of Master Splinter into 2 different urns.
Yeah, they're like, well, it wouldn't be fair if I only got to count out the urns. So tell you what, open it up, we'll get a secondary urn. I'll pour on about half, and then of course there was bickering about whether it was actually half or if someone got a little bit more Master Splinter ash than the other one did. It's a shame there wasn't an adult in the room to separate that even more.
Instead of all these teenagers.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was. Yep, you're right. Yeah, and honestly, Ben, we don't know truly if it's a good half and half split in there. I might be thinking about that the entirety of the rest of this match, about like how much ash is in each urn.
Well, I think we'll find out based off who wins.
You just cracked the code. You're right. If they have the ashes of Master Splinter to will them on with their magical god powers, clearly the one who wins this match will be the one whose manager is holding the most ashes of their beloved father figure, who's passed on to the other world.
Did you notice that Leonardo's got suspenders?
No, I didn't. I see that now, though. How do you feel about it?
I think it's a bold choice, but someone's got to make it.
I just laughed. Mirrored in the chat. Mom says it's my turn to hold the urn.
Oh, happy Thursday, everyone.
Oh my God! Leonardo said, "Fuck my brother." Charged in with a big. Oh my God! I just realized these turtles are my brother, my brother, my brother, and me, like the famous podcast. But no brotherly love on display here tonight at Back to School. Donatello is saying, "You're not gonna pick on me like that." Standing up to his older brother the way that I have often attempted to stand up to my little brother unsuccessfully.
Oh, smacking the fist on the mat there. I gotta tell you, with my issues with being a little colorblind, I have no idea who's who right now. Both these look like the exact same color to me.
Yeah, you know, I am sorry about that. I should have politely asked the turtles to maybe switch who was wearing the scary garb. Because maybe it's a little easier to distinguish.
I do notice that one of them does not have the colored knee pads. So I wonder if that's...
Oh, okay. If that's going to help you out, that's Leonardo.
Okay.
He's the lead... Oh my God, I almost made a terrible joke just now. I'm going to steer away from that. Leonardo is the leader, so he's allowed to have different knee pads that don't go with the rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's all I need to say about that. No further detail necessary. Donatello dropping the leg on Leonardo's arm. You know, I'm realizing now, Ben, that I've made some assumptions. Raphael is trying to talk some smack to Donatello. Donatello telling him to settle down and stay out of this. But that distraction proving enough for Leonardo to come in and hoist Donatello up and over. Big gut wrench suplex. These two taking advantage of their family. And you know, like, that's the thing about being related to somebody.
Oh my
God. Big cracker jack from Leonardo as Raphael slides a chair in. These two clearly demonstrating they're willing to do whatever it takes to get their supreme leader the victory here tonight. But what I was saying a minute ago is that these family members know exactly how to press each other's buttons, much like a family of real people and not god turtles.
Well, you know, they say the gods aren't that different from us.
What if the turtle god is one of us? Sam in the chat, he's the leader of the pack, you know him well.
Oh, dropping back onto the chair there.
Yeah, I mean, cheating, but smart of Raphael to do it, to bring it in. Oh my
no.
God. Pile driver narrowly avoiding that chair. Maybe he did that on purpose, knowing he would, like, cripple and kill his... Oh, Michelangelo throwing a chair in as well, evening the odds. Oh my God, that could not have gone worse for poor Donatello. Going for a top rope elbow drop on Leonardo and missing and landing on the chair.
Ryan needs to get these chairs out of here.
Yes. Yep, that should be priority number one if you're the referee of this matchup. Now Michelangelo distracting Leonardo. Turnabout's fair play, and Donatello turns him about with that neck breaker. Is that a Degrassi reference, Sam? Or like Avengers Endgame, perhaps? I'm not really sure which one. I realized, though, Ben, that I made some assumptions about the age dynamic here, because Leonardo's like the leader, so I just figured he's older than Donatello. I have no idea when these turtles were born. I don't know their star charts.
I kind of always just assumed that they were of the same. Do turtles have litters?
I think they kind of might. Are they like?
What would you call that? Would you call it a litter of turtles?
Look it up.
I don't know, but I just thought because they lay a bunch of eggs, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So like I would think that they were of the same class, if you will.
Okay, you could call a group of turtles a bale, a dole, or a nest. But like, I want to know how they're like born. Like, do you just
but I'm talking about like what's a grouping of Like you don't call a group of dogs a litter, I don't think. I think you call like the dogs that are born together a litter.
Yeah. I'm seeing
You know?
another word for a collective noun for turtles is a turn of turtles.
Oh,
That's kinda
okay.
cool.
Oh, it busted
blood.
open.
Turtle blood.
That'll be our first blood here tonight.
I'm sorry, I just love this headline. It says turtle cut free from six-pack rings is unstoppable 20 years, and I just assume it gets
Nice.
better for me.
That's probably one of these turtles.
Maybe that's their origin story. You know how like Matt Murdock got like powers to like adjust like a terrible like getting blinded thing? Maybe like they manifested their Eldritch God abilities as a means of escape from the plastic rings.
Okay.
A group of turtles are called Pizza Time, says Sam, and Meredith says it's pizza time.
Well, I guess we've all agreed that a group of turtles is pizza time.
Damn, I really want a fucking pizza now. Oh! Again, these two just keep going tit for tat. Everything that Leonardo does to Donatello does right back to Leonardo. And you'll notice, though, as gods, they do not permit us mortals to see them bleed. You cannot detect the blood on their dietitious foreheads.
Oh!
Big electric chair.
A little distraction made way for that move.
This is really interesting seeing how this match is playing out. Ben, we've only ever seen, until last week, we've only ever seen these four work as an extremely dangerous, cohesive unit. It's really interesting to see the family fight amongst themselves. And there we go, connecting with that big elbow does Donatello. Techie Don with the elbow from the top. Techie Don upsetting his leader.
Techie Don getting the win. And, you know, you got to think the rest of the locker room's happy that the turtles are focusing on each other.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If they're hitting each other with chairs and making each other bleed, they can't do it to anybody else. I noticed, Ben, at the end of this matchup, Raphael looking pretty disappointed, like muttering into the apron as he watched Leonardo pinned by Donatello. And, you know, it remains to be seen what's going to happen with the turtles after this. I believe the intent coming into this was that they would just like settle it in the ring and be done with it. But who knows? Like, I don't know if Leonardo's gonna take losing to one of his like, you know, kind of. They're kind of subordinates. You know, like they're supposed to be like on the equal playing field. But if you designate one a leader, then like, you know, they're kind of supposed to be above you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I suppose so.
So, who knows what's happening with this Pizza Time of Turtles?
Who knows what's happening with the pizza time in the chat? I don't know.
Oh my God, Sam. Just pay no attention to the man in the chat.
Moderators. And up next, we have a tag team matchup.
We certainly do, and it's for the coveted Movie Club Tag Team Championships. We have the defending champion Spirit Bomb putting the title on the line against the tag team of the Penguin and Crash Bandicoot. What happened?
No, nothing. Just keep going.
Jesus. We banned Taylor for less, y'all. Be careful.
We've banned a member of our own channel from...
That's how much we don't care about you. You can really get it. If Taylor can get in trouble, you keep
I
this...
think I only put Taylor in timeout. I don't think I
it
banned
was a ban, but it's funnier if I say ban.
Yeah, no, yes, it is. So anyway, what do we have coming up here?
We've got a band of merry tag team competitors here. It's Goku and SpongeBob versus Penguin and Crash Bandicoot for the holiest of tag team wrestling prizes. That's the Movie Club Tag Team Championship.
Oh, of course, the Movie Club Tag Team
In case you thought I meant like the WWE Tag Team Championship, it was silly and stupid because it looked like big pennies, big blue pennies. But no, this is I think this would be an exciting matchup. I was talking to you before the show about how, you know, some of our statisticians back in the back were kind of doing some analysis, and they think that like these four tag team wrestlers are just as good, if not better, than a lot of the mainstay singles champions. So I think this is gonna be a barn burner of a match. I've probably said that a lot on this show, but I really mean it this time. You know, like no barn's gonna escape the fire that's about to be unleashed by this matchup.
There's gonna be a lot of bonfires tonight.
If you have a
Bonfires.
family that has a barn, run and tell them they should maybe do something about that.
Oh, Team B.A.D.
Yeah, Team B.A.D. And, you know, I figured we could take some time during their entrance, instead of musing about how much we hate them like we normally do, to try to decipher what these letters stand for. I'm maybe thinking Barnes Apparent Danger is maybe what B.A.D stands for.
Barnes Apparent Danger.
I don't know. What do you think?
Sorry, I'm telling the Twitterverse what's going on. I think that it stands for...
God damn, Sam, that's an extremely good joke.
Buddies always destroy.
That's a very good one. I think that's probably more accurate to what they actually want us to feel about them.
Or break and destroy.
Ooh, that's good too.
That's too NXT, don't you think? I don't know.
Sam took our burning barn discussion and tied it back into the pizza time by saying wood fire pizza, which is like, I have to stop and acknowledge that. That's very good.
Penguin orders pizza with sardines.
That's just a fact. I don't know like how Meredith's getting these inside scoops on our wrestlers that we're not getting, but I do believe that's a fact.
I can tell you, if you know, longtime viewers of AHHW will remember when the Turtles threw a pizza in my face.
That's true, that did happen.
And it did have sardines on it.
Ooh, yeah, so Penguin's not alone in his sin.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of sardines going on backstage.
And look at these two packed tight together on this ramp like sardines in a can. Look how buddy-buddy these two that initially started as a thrown-together tag team have become. You love to see it.
Make sure you tell your friends at home that it's pizza time on AHHW F.
Alien Pizza Hour.
Damn, do we have to rebrand now?
Yeah, but we can keep the John Goodman pops as from Speed Racer. I guess he looks like a pizza delivery.
I feel like at some point I need to change it back, but I just don't really want to.
No, I really don't want you to either. That's the thing. Like, I feel like branding is only good in as far as until it takes you to the point where you can instead have John Goodman as pops from Speed Racer. Then brands are useless. Like that's the better option.
Sure.
I love that sign, the human game of chess! Exclamation point.
Well, that's if there's anything that wrestling's been called, it's often called the human game of chess.
Absolutely, but there's honestly only one human in this ring right now, so it's a little bit misguided to hold the sign up now. That fan might have been better suited waiting like 10 minutes, but who's to say?
430 pounds, the villain, Bird, Man, and the animal, the authors of pain.
I also want John Goodman to feed me
The
a pizza.
villain, Bird, Man.
We got it the first time, Carol!
And their opponents, at a combined weight
God, she
of
just fucks up a lot,
415
doesn't she?
pounds.
She drinks a lot.
They are the classic
Are we allowed to divulge information like that about our employees? Like, I guess I'm
No,
not
it's in her Twitter bio. Her Twitter bio says, I drink a lot.
Can we go make Carol a Twitter account?
That's up to Carol.
Carol and Brian are the type that have the shared Facebook page. They're married. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that, but I'm glad I do now.
Who's this? This is Cousin Brian, isn't it? We've seen him before. No. Cousin... Wait. Is that Cousin Brian? Is that like neighbor Brian? I don't know. There's so many Brians.
I think that's coworker Brian that we keep hearing about.
No, coworker Brian's like our Brian. Like
No, this is Brian's coworker.
Oh, at the Alien Happy Hour Wrestling Federation company. At the Alien Happy Hour Wrestling Federation factory where they make Alien Happy Hour Wrestling Federations. It's a living.
So Goku's trying to win a title right now, or
No, bet he's trying to retain a title.
Retain a title.
Don't be silly.
Penguin's trying to win a title.
Goku just got knocked silly by that right hand from villain Birdman, as Carol said. Big Saiyan leg sweep from the champ.
I don't know if you heard it, but the fan that keeps yelling fire just showed up.
That's my favorite guy. I love Fire Guy. He's the worst person to have in this school building. SpongeBob posing and letting them know that this tag team is on fire.
You know, if it's Team Bad, shouldn't SpongeBob and Goku be Team Fun?
What do you think that would stand for, Ben?
Well, F is for friends that do stuff together.
Okay.
U is for you and me.
Alright, you're losing me, but go ahead.
N is for anywhere and anytime at all. Down here in the wrestling ring.
You know what, Ben? I used to think that you were a good, intelligent commentator, and then you tried to pass off The letter N is standing for a word that clearly starts with A, and now I just don't know what to make of this whole thing. Our working relationship is ruined.
Well, you could also say that F is for fire that burns down the barns. U is for uranium power bomb.
Oh, okay.
N is for no submissions.
Well, I mean, like...
Down here in the wrestling ring.
We might see a submission here, but otherwise, I feel like you're right on the money there. SpongeBob and Goku, new tag team offense from the tag champions. I don't know what to call that, but Goku been like, yeah, and like throwing his arm enthusiastically in the air after they hit that combination axe handle to the lower back, the most devastating place to put an axe handle. Hey Ben.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you like?
Oh, you know, hard rock, classic rock.
Who you got?
I think I have Supersonic Goku.
Stop! Don't acknowledge her. Don't let her do this. I also think that Spirit Bomb is gonna win this. I know that Penguin and Crash are very scary and very good. I just think you can't top the power of positivity and also the power of being a Super Saiyan God and a really happy fry cook that is Goku and SpongeBob.
Oh, I just realized this is why Goku keeps hanging out and tagging with SpongeBob, because SpongeBob can make him hamburgers whenever he wants.
That's true. Goku eats
Sorry,
a lot.
Krabby Patties.
Yeah, sorry, you don't want to get the branding messed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Goku has an insatiable appetite, not just for fighting and winning wrestling championships, but also for just regular food.
Do you know Goku is Naruto?
I hate that a lot. Goku is Naruto.
Or should I say, did you know that Goku is Naruto?
Naruto. And SpongeBob, once again, threatening to shoot Penguin with a machine gun. My favorite aspect of SpongeBob's character. Big European uppercut from SpongeBob. You don't really super know where Bikini Bottom is. Maybe it's in the European sector of things.
What?
Do you think that Penguin has, like, short man syndrome? Do you think he's just driving all this?
I mean, possibly. I don't know if I fully buy into that as a character aspect, but I think the Penguin might just be a dick.
That's always possible. So how bad do you think it's going to backfire that we both think the good guys are going to win here?
Oh, it's going to backfire horrible.
Tremendously.
Yeah, Crash is winning this.
Another European uppercut from SpongeBob. Setting up on Crash. Was it? Oh no, countered by the Fire Bandicoot's carry. Sharp elbow to the top of the sponge dome. Brian trying to steal. Oh!
Brian down.
Brian down. SpongeBob hooked him up. Neckbreaker to Crash, but he can't go for the cover because Brian is like, well, okay, well, you know, it's fine. I just cured Brian with the commentator's curse.
Yeah, our refs honestly are much more resilient than you'll see in other wrestling companies.
That's true. Other wrestling companies, their refs are weak as hell. They stayed on for 40 minutes. Our refs pop right back up. They kip up and no sell. They fire up like they're New Japan wrestlers.
Oh, but Penguin distracting.
Oh, Brian hit again.
Momentarily.
But SpongeBob is Boruto. Penguin is Sasuke. Crash is Aaron Jagger.
Mick Jagger's brother?
Brian needs medical attention. That's just... Oh, no. Remaster to SpongeBob. No, not on the martini glass.
And just like the remaster of SpongeBob's Game Battle for Bikini Bottom, I was going to say that Crash is going to be a big win or something, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, no.
So...
Brian is concussed in all caps. Well, Team B.A.D. Really favoring those shoulder tackles tonight. A nice forceful way to ground your opponent and not expend too much energy of your own to do it. Oh no. Big time deadlift, gut right suplex. Crash Bandicoot and Penguin a SpongeBob right where they want him in their side of the ring. Just putting the beat down on this nice young man. But SpongeBob Able to reverse with an Irish whip to his corner. He needs to make that tag to Goku. There we go. There we have it. See, I like when tag teams actually tag each other, Ben. It's just much smarter than the alternative. Atomic drop, big boot. Goku and Crash. You know, Ben, how do you think... what do you think the effects were of last week's match where Frazier put them in a tag team match like with each other? So like where Goku teamed up with Penguin and SpongeBob teamed up with Crash. Did they learn anything about the other team? I think that's what's like guiding their efforts and their strategy in this match.
I mean, possibly. There is definitely something to be said for you learn the most about your about a person's weaknesses when you team with them. So there is maybe something to that. I think honestly though, that that match seemed to have favored Crash and Penguin more than anything. You know, it seemed like they got out of there without really getting too much damage done to them. And
that's a good point. I had forgotten that Penguin and Goku won because Penguin bashed Crash's head against the apron a bunch of times and then got a quick countout loss. Goku sizing up, big kick to the upper chest of the Penguin, caving in that big bird's chest. I'm being told that I have to host Alien Happy Hour or Ray will have to do it again. So I guess I'll continue hosting the show.
who?
Oh, Ben, you're just simply not weeb enough for this conversation. It's probably for the best.
I'm just a simple wrestling commentator.
Goku staring down
I know
Penguin.
things about like what it takes to like really stare into the top of a head of a competitor.
Kamehameha! No, Penguin countered it. He was staring there, charging up to fire off a Kamehameha, but Penguin had it scouted. Oh no, what is this? No! As Crash taunts the crowd, the muscle buster from Penguin, and Crash goes to the top rope. This is not something you want to see. No. The muscle buster is bad enough, and a double stomp
is this
to Goku.
This might be a 1, 2, 3
Ben,
right
I'm
here.
scared we're gonna have new tag team champions.
Oh no! Crash picking up Goku. Should have gone for the pin. Probably could have ended it there, but Crash picking up Goku and trying to inflict more damage.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. Oh, what is this? Ben, look at the agility on Crash Bandicoot. I was gonna say the hubris of this nasty little Bandicoot might hurt him, but after that, I don't know. He still looks pretty well in control. Except when I started saying that, and now Goku's in control.
Honestly, commentary's hard. And now Goku taking a moment to size up Crash again. Penguin getting into the ring, and Brian having a conversation with him. Penguin saying, "No, all right, you're right. I probably shouldn't be in the ring right now." And then Brian turns around to assess the situation over here. Now, see, when you're a referee, you have to really quickly, action moves so quickly in this ring, that you have to size that up and decide what you need to do. And right there, Brian made the right decision and just waited it out.
Yeah, because he had to be on point to watch as Goku goes to the cover after that big time.
And SpongeBob comes in, cuts off Penguin, and Goku...
No!
Oh!
Crash just survived the Kamehameha. Goku signaling wants to fuse with SpongeBob, and SpongeBob not close enough to perform the dance. That could be trouble. Brian trying to maintain order as SpongeBob trying to walk towards Penguin. Goku firing up on Crash. Here we go. No one there in the corner to stop it. No Penguin. Ducking the line. Big time close on his own and a kip up. Goku feeling it.
SpongeBob back in the corner. Goku stomping on Crash.
Oh, here we go. Picking Crash up with his foot. Big time spin kick to the side of that
Did you see
face.
Crash's head, the way it whipped there?
Well, yeah, look at the way Crash's tongue is hanging out of his head. He's knocked whoopee.
And now Goku having a moment to talk with SpongeBob.
He's saying, "What do you think, SpongeBob? Trying to hit another Kamehameha?" And SpongeBob's like, "Yeah, Kamehameha."
Yep, that's probably what they said.
Isn't it cool when in sports they mic up the fields so you can hear what the athletes are saying?
Not really. I don't know if you read the chat there, but remember the old school AHH lore that I'm the Babadook? I don't even really remember where that joke comes from.
Me neither, but big standing meteor from Goku. Much like Speed Racer, Goku's solving all his problems by jumping. God, I wish we could sign Speed Racer and Hobbs.
Yeah.
And Racer X, honestly. Like, we should have like a triple threat or like a six-man tag team championship.
I don't know if Goku realizes that he didn't get a tag there. Oh, nope, now he does. Let's get back in the ring. Goku and SpongeBob having a bit of a miscommunication here, and it could cost them the match if they don't get back on the same page.
Yeah, every team, has these little rough patches, and it's all about communicating and get yourself out of them. Crash now charging up his own Kamehameha, perhaps, as Penguin tells him, "Don't do it. It's too powerful. Your Bandicoot form was not made for an attack like that. Just hit a remaster like you used to." And Crash listens to his partner, setting Goku up, and hits the remaster.
Penguin now getting into the ring, but stuck on Brian, gets around,
Oh no.
gets SpongeBob.
Ben, no!
Oh!
We just witnessed the end of the reign of Spirit Bomb, and SpongeBob saying, "No, this can't be."
Well, and proving, the chat been proven right that Goku is not a wrestler, he's just jumping around.
Ben, you hate to see it because Penguin, in stopping SpongeBob, delivered a belly-to-belly suplex, throwing him over his head, and he actually landed on the pinning predicament between Goku and Crash Bandicoot, and if it would have happened a fragment of a second sooner, Ben, it might have broken up the pin, and they could have continued to fight and be champions another day. But unfortunately, we have to watch as the tag team championships are handed off from Brian to your new tag team champions, the Penguin and Crash Bandicoot, B.A.D.
Team Grand Prix, the villain, Birdman, and the
Well,
animal.
Barnes' apparent danger or Buddy's always destroy, whatever you like to call them, you now have to call them the Movie Club Tag Team Champions. And Ben, I can't say I didn't see this coming eventually on the tear that these two were on through this company, but I didn't know it was going to happen tonight at Back2School.
Sure. Yeah, no, but obviously since teaming up, they've been a very dominant tag team, and well, this is what happens. I think as we saw watching that match, it was a story of Goku and SpongeBob just having continual communication problems and not being on the same. They were barely on the same page that whole match.
That's true.
And then you on the other side of the ring, you look at the team of Penguin and Crash, and they're hitting all sorts of tag team maneuvers. They're even though I don't necessarily like this, they're working together where they're on the same page of distracting the ref when they need it. They knew exactly what each other needed at each point in that match. And that simply wasn't the case with Goku and SpongeBob. Like we have seen them do that before in the past. It was just not in this match.
Yeah, so now our new tag team champions are Penguin and Crash, and fuck, I'm so mad! But anyway, we're gonna move on to something good. Shaggy and Mr. Clean are gonna be in a match that I think hopefully should bolster all our spirits, because what I hope is gonna happen is...
I could use my spirits bolster.
Me as well. I'm hoping now that we'll get to see Shaggy Rogers teach Mr. Clean a lesson of his own in his own classroom about what happens when you come and insult not only Shaggy but the entirety of our hardcore division. Mr. Clean, coming out with some broad sweeping generalizations. What?
Sorry, continue.
Mr. Clean coming out last week with some broad sweeping generalizations, sweeping like he likes to clean, about hardcore wrestlers in the division, and Shaggy saying that Shaggy's basically a talentless hack who just hits people with things, and that's where he should stay and should stop challenging for titles above his pay grade. And Mr. Clean has kind of decided he's sick of the hardcore wrestlers diminishing the great sport of wrestling with their antics, and also dirtying and messing his arena with their table crumbs and their chairs and their blood and everything else. But Ben, you see a steel cage hovering above the ring here.
Yeah, do you know what match we're getting here? Is Shaggy giving you any word?
I've accidentally buried the lead here, Ben, because I've heard this is a match that Shaggy has dubbed In My House, and it is a first blood steel cage match. So if Mr. Clean does not want to get messy, he's not really going to have a choice here tonight, because the winner of this match will be the person who makes their opponent bleed first. And to make matters worse, they're inside a steel cage, which is the perfect surface to try to make someone bleed.
And Shaggy coming out looking excited to do this match right here.
Yeah, it's a match of his own creation, to designed specifically to punish Mr. Clean for his remarks about Shaggy and his beloved hardcore division. He was hardcore champion for like 8 months and was like huge fan favorite during that time. That's a soft spot for him. It's a touch of personal pride being the hardcore champion, and he wants to prove that you know, violence is not all he is as a wrestler, but if you're going to insult the violence, he's going to bring the violence. And he's hoping to shut Mr. Clean up. Which was.
Yeah, well, the longtime king of the AHHW F hardcore division in a steel cage first blood match against someone who I think is incredibly afraid of getting blood on his all-white outfit.
Absolutely.
So
we might even have a Samuel L. Jackson and Kingsman situation where he might even be afraid to draw Shaggy's blood on his own clothes. It might just make him sick just to see blood on somebody else, you know? Like, is Mr. Clean just averse to any sort of fluid that should not be spilled? Like, Windex is fine. Like, a soapy water is okay. But anything other than that, he doesn't like to see it. What the fuck, Meredith? You hate Shaggy? Get the hell out of here. What chat room are you in? But here we go, kicking off the first ever In My House match.
do you think this is a match that we'll see a lot of AHHWF superstars looking to use? I was trying to think of a better word, but use is what came to mind.
I've heard that that Solid Snake has had his eye on this match.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really sure why, but that's the rumor in the backstage area. You know, I was talking to Renee Young, and she said
it would be called In My
Mother Base.
Yeah, there. I couldn't think In My Mother Base.
There you go.
It's this oil rig. What are those things?
When I played Fan of Pain, I made the Mother Base pink.
Nice.
That's neither here nor there. Well, it's there, I guess. It's at the Mother
It's someplace, but
Sharp, high roundhouse kick from Shaggy. Look at Shaggy bring out the martial arts background just to show Meredith he's cool and doesn't deserve to be hated. Pulling Mr. Clean out. Big power bomb out of the corner. Not really a power bomb.
now, while it helps to weaken your opponent, obviously, you know, it helps. That gives you an upper hand. You want to do what Mr. Clean's doing right here. You want to go for the face. That is going to be the best way for you to win the first blood match.
Yeah, but although Shaggy might be having just a different strategy, Ben, he's going for those big knees to the stomach as you watch Mr. Clean double over in pain. Shaggy might be trying to cause enough internal bleeding that blood will leak from the corners of the mouth of Mr. Clean, and that would still result in the victory for Shaggy.
That is an incredibly graphic way to go that way in this match.
What can I say, Ben? I'm a writer.
And
Shaggy
feeling himself
literally
right now.
feeling himself, caressing his own thighs as he sets up for a big Shaggy Noku driver on Mr. Clean. And again, see, I think we're seeing the two different strategies at play. Mr. Clean going for the forehead to try to create the Crimson Mask, and Shaggy attacking the midsection, trying to create that internal bleeding. Because we're going to see here, uses Crash's Remaster with another move attacking that region of the body. Also, yes, dummy thick Solid Snake. Big hit to turn him around. Raggyplex again on the ribs. Shaggy fired up.
Shaggy's in control so far in this match.
Yeah, I think he's doing a really great job of targeting that stomach and now draping the throat on the top rope to maybe drive some of that blood out.
Maybe you think this could end it right here, a scoop Shasa?
Right to the face. Not enough though. Mr. Clean's forehead remains intact. You know, maybe Mr. Clean was using like Vaseline or Vapor Rub like boxers use on their foreheads to kind of try to prevent the blood from being able to be drawn as easily.
I mean, I've often just said that Mr. Clean has a thick skull.
That's not wrong either. Shaggy going up top rope. There we go. Oh, missed the knee. That's a move that could have drawn blood if he had connected with his face the way he wanted to, but Clean able to avoid, going for a knee missing, taking out the leg. Something I just noticed, Ben, that's really important is that this is actually not your traditional steel cage match cage. This more resembles the Hell in a Cell. I believe it has open roof like a cage, but there's room on the outside of this ring to move around and fight. That's not typical of a steel cage match.
No, that is a good point. Is that you could be using these chain links out here to your advantage. You know, that's a good way to get a laceration.
Here we go, setting for laceration. Oh no, Mr. Clean countering the scoop shots or the setup for the scoop shots.
And just unloading punches on Shaggy, trying to get some blood there. Mr. Clean taunting the AHHWF universe
telling them that he's gonna make their hero bleed, and then hits the pay dirt, driving that face into the mat. Oh no! Setting up for the devastating right hand that he calls the clean clock.
Oh, that could have ended this right here.
And immediately staying on the attack. You know, normally in a Mr. Clean match, you go for the pin there, but he knows that's not this type of match. And that's, you know, been in a completely customized hardcore match like this. That accounts for why the cage is different. It also accounts for having to create new game plans that you've never had to use before. I'm not even sure Brian. Oh no! Oh. That is not how I expected this match to end, Ben. With Mr. Clean just crouched over the form of Shaggy and just pounding away at the forehead until he unfortunately drew blood. Mr. Clean victorious in his first battle in his war against hardcore.
Well, I think that what happened here is we just saw Mr. Clean came in with a much more focused game plan. Just from the get-go was going out there, going after the head of Shaggy. Shaggy was just trying to, Shaggy was honestly just going at Mr. Clean. Yeah. He was just like, I don't like this guy, and I'm going to beat him up. And kind of lost sight of what the goal was in this match. And Mr. Clean the whole time came in and went, I'm just going to focus on the face, I'm not going to do anything else. And, that's what needed to be done.
That's why, a game plan like that and thinking ahead like that is part of why Mr. Clean was a former AHHW F Men's World Champion. And also not just the planning, but the physical ability to carry it out. Those looked like MMA strikes to the grounded Shaggy. The ferocity with which Mr. Clean just dominated the former hardcore champion there was a sight to behold, unfortunately. I appreciate that our cameraman kept us away. They did not linger on any shots of Shaggy on the ground with his face covered in blood. I don't think anybody wants to see that, particularly the kindergartners in the audience.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's not your traditional elementary school assembly to have a first blood match. No, it's really not. We had to warn some of our more weak in the knees elderly janitors. The kids are all cool if they super love blood. Yeah, like most elementary school kids. Yeah, they're kind of sick for it. Yeah. Moving on, this might be determining the next person on Mr. Clean's list here. Because, Ben, we have the Hardcore Championship match, and you know what's fun about this particular Hardcore Championship match? What is fun about this particular Hardcore Championship match? What's fun about this particular Hardcore Championship match? What's fun about this particular Hardcore Championship? Well, but if you'd love to know about it, maybe just stop talking so I can tell you about it. But the thing that's fun about the Hardcore Championship, this particular one that is that this was decided by a Patreon pick. Our fine patrons over at patreon.com/alienhappyhour, they determined with their votes and their dollars who is going to challenge new champion Luke Hobbs for the Losing Big Hardcore Championship. And, Ben... Who? I have not checked the results of this poll, so we're going to find out who's taking on the man Luke Hobbs. You got any guesses? I'm trying to think of who, the fans would vote for in a hardcore match. George H.W. Bush. Possibly. Maybe in his governor days, but I feel like now he might be a little too old for in-ring competition. That's true. I don't like the way that some people in the chat are rejoicing the fact that Mr. Clean beat Shaggy. That doesn't seem right. Oh wow, Ben, I think I know this music. It looks like our patrons have determined that the person that deserves to be bestowed with this championship opportunity in the hardcore division is Shrek. And baby, Luke Hobbs' title reign might be all over now.
Introducing the challenger from another time, weighing in at 400.
Shrek ready to take on Luke Hobbs. That's gonna be quite the burly brawl there. Well, and Shrek does not care what people think about him. He just wants to stay in his swamp and he wants people to leave him alone. But every once in a while he has to come out and try to win a championship that he can take back to his swamp. Yep. Yeah, no, and you're not kidding, Ben. Shrek really doesn't care. I've seen this man just fart. Just fart in a bath and make bubbles. That's a man that does not care. Why are you watching Shrek take baths? Shrek's Gamer Girl bathwater on sale now on alienhappyhour.com.
Wait,
Wait,
And
is that?
introducing
That's Deckard
the
Shaw.
challenger
That's
from
Luke
England,
Hobbs'
weighing in
longtime
at
rival and now kind of
220
tentative
pounds,
tag team partner in the movie business. Ben, was there more than one vote on the page? Was it a tie on the Patreon?
I mean, it must have been.
Because now we got Deckard Shaw coming. I don't think he would just come on and interrupt his frenemy's match. I mean, maybe he would, but I think he's here for business, not for pleasure.
Or for both. Winning the title can be a pleasurable experience.
I've heard it can be quite pleasurable. Deckard Shaw stepping into this ring to join Shrek, which I just love the thought of Deckard Shaw and Shrek sharing a ring, and Shrek just being like, hi. Like, these two should never be in the same room together, but that's the joy of this company, Ben, is we get to put all sorts of odd couples together. And we're going to see the ultimate odd couple, Hobbs and Shaw, in action again tonight.
Yeah.
After Shaw beat him in singles action not too long ago in their debuts.
Well, all right, so with those three, who do you think we...
That's not Luke Hobbs' music, Ben. That's Fred
My
Jones.
God.
How many people voted on Patreon?
And introducing the challenger from the good old USA, weighing in at
Fred Jones
220
looking
pounds,
a little happier than the last time we saw him.
Edward Jones.
Looking kind of dapper with the Ascot assassin here to try to stake his claim again in the AHHW universe. You know, his last couple efforts here were unsuccessful, but you know, that's all, folks. AHHW fans with long memories will remember he had quite the title opportunity against Shaggy and Ghost Rider in a TLC match. I believe that's at Extreme Rules last year.
But you know, if we're being real here, I don't know. Is Fred a real contender? Fred's just kind of a piece of shit.
I mean, he does suck. Fred Jones does suck ass. Okay, so it was a three-way tie on our Patreon, giving us 3 contenders instead of 1. We are having a fatal 4-way match, a fatal 4-way hardcore match, no less, for the Hardcore Championship, being defended by the one, the only, the People's Champion, Luke Hobbs.
Yeah, the Hobbs making his way to the ring here, looking a little like, I mean, definitely has that swagger that he has, but definitely not looking happy that he has to take on 3 people in his first title defense.
He didn't know.
Weighing in at 260
But I gotta say, he's still walking with confidence. Seems like, you know, he's like, all right, well, the odds are stacked against me, but when haven't they been?
That's a great point. You know, like, when you're eating a bunch of pancakes for Instagram, the odds are you won't be able to finish 47 of them, but you know what? He does it. Moving on.
Sometimes I wish we had the video on us all the time.
That was a great bit for Ben. Y'all missed out on physical comedy.
And Luke Hobbs definitely feeling the AHHWF universe, and the AHHWF universe is feeling Luke Hobbs right now. So here we go, a 4-way for the Hardcore Championship. Anything goes. 4 men enter, one man will leave as the Lose a Big Hardcore Champion. And we are going to find out right now who that is. Luke Hobbs definitely having the size advantage in this match, but Shrek coming out strong, just tossing Fred Jones as if it was nothing. Deckard Shaw, though, hip toss on Luke Hobbs. Luke Hobbs throwing Deckard Shaw to the outside. The action is going outside where it belongs in a hardcore title match. Fred Jones and Shrek going up against each other slamming Fred. Shrek looks like Shrek's doing a call out to the AHHW F universe. Just oh man, Shrek is just bodying Fred Jones right now, just throwing him to the ground as if he's nothing. But Fred Jones able to get the leverage there. Shrek moving to the outside now. Fred Jones the only one left in the ring for the time being. Shrek back in, Luke Hobbs back in, Deckard Shaw on the outside. Oh, Shrek slamming Fred Jones there. Meanwhile, Hobbs and Shaw trading blows on the outside. Deckard Shaw taking Luke Hobbs over to the barricade, but Luke Hobbs able to fight out of it. So far, we are just having these two paired off. We have not really seen any crossing over here. It's pretty much just been Hobbs versus Shaw and Fred versus Shrek, the two pairings that we've always come to know.
One can only hope this means a Jones and Shrek movie is in the works.
Well, and the thing about what's going on here is while Hobbs and Shaw are busy fighting each other on the outside, Fred can, or Shrek for that matter, at any point can pin in the ring. Luke Hobbs does not need to be pinned to lose that title. Right now, Deckard Shaw could go ahead and pin Shrek and win the title, and he's going to try to. Luke Hobbs in there to break it up.
He was aware. He saw him. So, a couple of things.
Yeah.
Fred Jones, being the only person besides Luke Hobbs in this match to have had a previous hardcore title match before, knew to go for the weapons. I'm just sad he brought out the Beast's friend Ken Doe Stick and made him come out and put his body on the line again.
I believe that's Greg Doe Stick, actually.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I get them mixed up all the time. I need to be better about that.
Well, they are twins.
Thank you for holding me accountable.
It's fine.
It's not right to just lump them in together like that, just because they're both sticks. Oh no! Fred Jones raking the eyes of Luke Hobbs. That's a great strategy for taking on a mammoth of a man like Luke Hobbs. You know, if they're made of muscles and really strong, your best bet might just be to jab them in the eyes.
And now we have Hobbs and Jones. Oh, and this is not the place you want to be if you are Fred right now.
Uh-oh, Fred, you're in trouble. Hobbs bottom. Oh, and Shrek tried to kick with a headbutt on the way down.
Shrek coming in to break up the pin, not having any of it. Deckard Shaw taking a breather on the outside for the moment. Coming back in and joining the fray.
Is Shrek bleeding or just dirty?
Yes.
Shrek is oh my god, can you imagine if Shrek becomes hardcore champion? It'd be double Mr. Clean's worst nightmare.
And
hardcore and Ogre Brute.
And now the champion is on the outside. The three challengers are on the inside.
Oh my god, Fred hooking on a nasty
and Fred Jones
dragon
has
sleeper.
a submission locked in.
Oh my god, he's killing Shrek. Thank you, Deckard Shaw. I never thought I'd say that. Han killer. Fucker. Bastard.
And that is why we
Jerk.
haven't seen Han Solo in AHHW in quite a while.
Hobbs, the dragon screw, sending Shaw out of the ring to nurse his knee, and putting some stank on his way out. Big close on his Shrek. Fred trying to stop the metal with a close on of his own, but it failed.
Luke Hobbs is feeling it now, going up against Fred Jones here. I think if Luke Hobbs can get back on his feet here, which I'm pretty sure he'll do pretty quickly. Fred cheating, but Hobbs still able to get out of it. That strength that even with Fred in the leveraged pin was still able to throw off.
Did you see that, Ben? Fred went to lift Luke Hobbs overhead with a suplex, and I was impressed because he got him up in the air, but then Luke Hobbs used his size to turn his body and then just fall onto Fred in a cross-body counter.
The champion is bleeding.
You drew the Brahma Bull's blood. And look at Shaw, that cocky SOB, sitting and posing in the corner after drawing blood from his frenemy, the champion. Oh god, he's gonna pay for it now. Luke Hobbs layeth the smacketh down. These two are just so evenly matched, Ben.
Yes. And Mr. Jones, can he win the hardcore championship?
He's a little busy with Shrek over there right now.
Well, now Jones on the outside. Shaw and Shrek.
If you're in the chat, let us know who you got. Shrek kind of gently tapping on the back of Deckard's jaw before he... Oh my... Ben. Oh my god. No, 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 no. One-winged ogre in the center of the ring.
Going for the cover. Luke Hobbs trying to get over to break it up, just barely breaking it up.
I didn't know Shrek had that kind of move in him. Fred going for a crossface on Shrek.
Oh, double submissions locked in right now. I'm not sure which one Brian's paying attention to. Luke Hobbs breaking it up, though.
Yeah, smart to let go of Shaw and throw a quick kick at Fred. And a Hobbs bottom to Fred Jones. The second one that man has taken. Wow, Luke Hobbs
getting the win. Like I said, I just Fred Jones is a little tricky, is good at hardcore type matches because he can cheat a lot. But really, when it gets down to it, if Luke Hobbs throws a Hobbs bottom at you, Fred's not kicking out of that.
Yeah, looking at these replays, this was a fun, exciting match. I gotta say though, I'm kind of surprised, honestly. I shouldn't have doubted the People's Champ, but here's the thing: on our pay-per-views, like we've already seen twice tonight, the titles tend to change hands, right?
Sure.
The hardcore title, in particular, has changed hands a lot lately. You had Gaston and Beast and Luke Hobbs, all kind of passing off each other within rapid succession. Then you put Luke Hobbs in a fatal four-way match where like anything could have happened, and he just beat 3 other wrestlers to retain the title. Luke
all
Hobbs,
while bleeding.
Yeah, all while having drawn blood from his friend Shaw. That's a lot to overcome, and I think this is spelling great things for the future of hardcore champion Luke Hobbs. His daughter's got to be pleased as punch, don't you think?
I would think so.
And his brother, who's a really good mechanic.
Pleased as pop.
All his Usos back in Samoa.
Pleased as hard seltzer.
That's not really pleased at all.
Depends on who you ask. No one asked you.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to say that Shaggy Hater Mayor was wrong thinking Shrek was going to win. Although Shrek did have a great showing tonight and did exhibit a lot of strength. I just noticed in the replay that he at one point grabbed Luke Hobbs by the neck and just tossed him. That's Shrek's strong.
Well, and there it is. Boozy Big Hardcore champion Luke Hobbs retains the title here at Back2School. The first title to be retained tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll have to see if that continues here as we move on to the AHHW F Men's Championship.
Oh wow, big time matchup here. Our the first of our double main event, the Men's Championship on the line. So if you remember, Ben, we have the last 2 matches here tonight. Both for the Men's and Women's World Championships and both triple threat matches. So this is the first of those 2, and I'm really excited to see how this one shakes out. Because we've got the current champion, Android 17, the previous champion, Trunks, and the champion before him, well, kind of, there's some other Vegeta stuff in there, but the Weird Al. So the chain of events here was Weird Al was champion after winning it back from his nemesis, Mr. Clean. He put the title on the line against Trunks at the big show, our biggest show of the year, where Trunks won in incredibly impressive rapid fashion, putting Weird Al on the injured reserve list for quite some time. Then Trunks got tangled up, losing his belt to his dad Vegeta, but then winning it back, and then lost it to 17, and now Weird Al is back from injury. So these 3 are tied up together, and we're going to find out who will leave tonight. All 3, either the current or former men's champion, who's going to take it all tonight at Back2School.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't root for this man right here. A longtime friend of mine, I will be open about that. But also, technicalities, not the original AHHWF Men's Champion.
You're right.
But when I think about the beginning of AHHWF and I think about where it all came from, I think about Weird Al. And I think about Weird Al as being the first to really have a prominent and really just a prominent run and have a really good moment there of being the face of this company. And been gone a little bit, had some trouble, lost the belt to Trunks. Trunks then after that lost the belt to Android 17. But I think that now is Al's time to climb back to that mountaintop.
Yeah, I don't blame you for thinking about him as our kind of first champion, because being the second champion, winning it only a month after this great show started, he then held the belt for 11 months, almost an entire calendar year. So it makes sense to think of him as he's kind of, no disrespect to Trunks or Android 17, he's kind of still the person I think of when I think of the AHHW Men's Championship. When you hold the top title for almost a whole year, you just kind of become associated with that prize.
Yeah, and I want to be clear that I think that Trunks and 17 are both incredible wrestlers and both very deserving of having that title. 17 has really, I always knew Trunks was someday going to hold that title. 17 has really proven to me over the last 5-6 months that they are incredibly deserving of holding that title. I believe in Al. That's really what it comes down to. I just think that Al has what it takes to win in this match of matches, in this championship match.
Absolutely. I can't wait for this to get going. But we see as the champion 17 approaches the ring, one fan in the gymatorium holding up a sign that said "A New Breed." And I have to stop and think about that, because I think, Ben, that they're right. 17 is a men's champion like we've never seen before. We had the kind of charismatic, goofy, fun-loving Weird Al. We had the absolute OCD menace that is Mr. Clean. And then we had Trunks, who's kind of just like the sportsman, everyone's best friend, who is also capable of big-time damage in the ring. 17 is the quiet champion. He's the stoic champion. We've never had someone who just isn't one for the mic time and just wants to put it all in the ring.
Yeah, that is very true. That 17 really lets what's in the ring speak for it. He doesn't. The words are not necessary. He'll let the moves speak for themselves. And
they're about to speak right now as the face of the men's division and the current men's champion battling it out.
Trunks smartly biding his time right now. But now 17 noticing that, turning his attention to Trunks. Oh,
look! This is already incredible action. These three overlapping each other. Once one hits a move on the other, the third comes back in to take advantage. And I think it's worth mentioning that with the exception of 17 and Al, who is kind of a more recent interaction, they all have history. Like we said, Trunks injuring Al and taking the championship from him at the big show, the grandest stage of them all. 17 and Trunks have multiple layers of history. 17 once killed all of Trunks' friends and family in a future timeline and also took his title. Trunks sending Weird Al out of the ring. And Trunks able to stay on his feet after a kick from 17. These two have had a lot of battles in recent history. Most recently, 17 putting Trunks through a table in their triple threat tag team tables match on Judge Burge Appreciation Night. But this is an entirely different match. Just the three of them. No tables. All championship gut check.
Trunks taking a tumble to the outside, and now it's Al versus 17. These two have not been in a championship match against each other.
That's true. This is the first time that they're facing each other for all the marbles. But can you believe this double main event we've got for this huge show that's been Back to School? This is a marquee match if I've ever seen one. All current or former men's champions sharing the ring. Three of our top stars in the ring here tonight. This is a night to remember.
The only former men's champion that hasn't made an appearance tonight is Vegeta.
That's true, yeah. Conspicuous by his absence. You gotta wonder what the Saiyan Prince has planned, because he's not gonna be absent for long if without good reason.
So I have to ask you, I said who I got. I don't know if you said who
you're
you
going
got.
Al.
Yeah. I don't know if you gave your pick.
I'm gonna pull for Android 17, the current champion. But Al applying the walls of Polka to Trunks. The champ's gonna have to try and break that up if he wants to prove me right. There we go. Reverse STO. That's what he put Trunks to the table with a couple weeks ago. Sliding
And now
into the cover.
17 turning his attention to Trunks as Al rolls to the outside there.
You know, it would be something though if Trunks did win this match, because that was kind of the thing. You know, I don't think people saw his oh god, code breaker from Weird Al out of nowhere. That's what it says. Is Trunks' original title reign maybe took some people by surprise, but Al just took 17 by surprise with the code breaker. This could be all. Oh, I literally thought that was over.
It almost was. But yeah, no, that is a good point. Is that while I think that there were people who were very happy for Trunks when he won the title, and Trunks definitely had his moment in the sun. It was definitely marred by the fact that Al got injured in that match, and you know, if Trunks could come up here and win his title back against 17 and Al, that kind of proves that, you know, he really is the real deal.
He would also be the first ever 3-time men's champion.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the stakes for if Trunks or Weird Al win. They are both 2-time champions, aiming for a third.
Meredith had never stopped being pizza time.
That's true. The winner of this match is almost certainly going to celebrate with pizza. And every time you talk about pizza time, I just like, I want it more and more. I want to like swing by a Casey's after this and get myself the Vince Dragana special.
It's a good call. And now Al and Trunks going against each other right now. The champion currently down in the middle of the ring. And now Trunks going outside. Al turns his attention to 17. This could be the moment. Oh, 17 able to kick out. He was down and no one paid attention to him for too long. But now Al continuing to go on the attack here against 17.
Oh, I think he went to try to sweep the legs and put 17 in the walls of Polka. But 17 able to escape and set up for that big stomp.
Oh!
And drawing blood from the former champion.
Oh.
Trunks got to get in there.
And Trunks, Trunks
so
barely
close.
breaks that up. 17, obviously furious.
Yeah, very upset, and now taking it out on the interloper Trunks. Making him pay for interfering.
And now 17 trying to pin Trunks, but Trunks kicking out. The crowd here in the gymatorium on their feet, loving it.
They know they're about to witness history. There's that big belly-to-belly suplex. Look at how it staggers Brian. He knows that's the move that retired The Undertaker. And 17 hooks the leg. Oh, no. Trunks surviving.
Every single time there's a cover, I think this match is ending.
know. I'm on the edge of my seat. Trunks survived, but The Undertaker couldn't bend. Oh, my God. 17 drawing blood from both his opponents now. This is one mean android.
Al breaking up the pin. And then give it a little taunt, but
even though with blood
not a
dripping down
good
his
move
face.
because now 17. Oh, another stomp.
I think 17's got this.
Trunks
here,
is
Ben.
down. Al is being pinned. 1, 2, and 3.
He did it.
Android 17 retains
Wow.
the title, going up against Al and Trunks. 17 comes out on top, and you have to ask yourself, can anything stop 17 at this point?
Yeah, you know, I think if anyone had any doubts about 17's place among the stars here in this company, he just cemented that place,
Yeah.
because winning a triple threat match for the title against these two and doing it in I mean, he did it kind of handily, Ben. Like, especially in the latter portion of that match, like, he looks comfortable taking out both of them by himself at once. And you know, in particular, the way the match ended with Weird Al, it's kind of true to Al's spirit and why we love him so much, but it backfired on him. Even with blood dripping down his face, he took the time to dance and show the fans he was still with it. But that's what allowed 17 to take advantage of his no frills offense and seal the deal.
Well, that's, you know, it's like we were saying, it's like, you know, Al's maybe like the more of an entertainer, but 17 is just going to come in the ring and get shit done. And that's really what happened here, is 17 came in and got it done and retained that AHHW F Men's Championship.
Yeah, wow, what a match, and we're not done, Ben. One more.
No, we are not. We have one more triple threat match.
For another highly coveted championship. The main event here at Back to School, a triple threat women's championship match between the champion Shego, Captain Marvel, and Shego's friend Navi. So if you'll recall,
you want to give them a rundown on this one?
I think I will. I think I'd like to do that. Captain Marvel overcame incredible odds. No one could beat Samus for months in this company. Captain Marvel beats Samus. Samus says, I want my rematch clause right now. Captain Marvel beats her again. Then Shego cashes in. Captain Marvel puts up as good a fight as she can, but is unable to win a third match that night. And Shego becomes women's champion after holding on to that Money in the Bank briefcase, waiting to cash it in for the right time after all that time. And it worked out. Shego, after waiting and lying in wait for 8 months, I believe it was, finally women's champion. Captain Marvel gets a rematch here tonight, but Shego uses her pull with Frazier to make it a triple threat match like the men had, turning Frazier's man guilt against him. He went for it, and Shego picked her the closest thing she has to a friend in this company, Navi, to be the person in this match. And now, Ben, this is where it's gonna get. Time's gonna tell how this is gonna go. We don't know if Navi's gonna go along with this plan and help give Shego the advantage against Captain Marvel, or if she's gonna try to strike out on her own and become champion for the first time in her career. But first out is Carol Danvers, the former champion who all of us know got robbed of what she truly earned, and what I think we're all dying to see her get back from that nasty Shego.
Yeah, well, Captain Marvel once again has a giant hill to climb here in trying to win this title, win it back after a very short title reign. And I don't know, obviously, I think we all can see through this. Shego has this card up her sleeve where she made it a triple threat and then inserted Navi into this match. And I mean, all right, is Navi going to actually go against Shego and try to win the belt? I mean, it seems like they're just going to team up on Captain Marvel.
Yeah, this could turn out to just be a shambles triple threat match, more of a handicap match, and that would make it just one more stacking of the deck against Captain Marvel, which she's had such a hard run of it lately here. And there's the person responsible, our current women's champion, Shego. I think, Ben, is this the first time we've actually seen her with the championship around her waist?
Possibly.
This is a sight, that we kind of had a feeling, obviously with her being the Money in the Bank holder, that we might be seeing eventually, but actually laying eyes on it for the first time, it's really something to take in. Shego's been a part of this company, and using her underhanded tactics and her bad attitude to her advantage for basically the entirety of this show's run, the 2 years we've been around, nearly 2 years. And now she's finally at the height of her division. She's got what she's always wanted. She's the queen of AHHW F.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when Shego first debuted, I don't know if I ever expected Shego to be champion, and yet here we are. And I just don't know if Shego's ever going to, on the up and up, let that title go,
Yeah. Well, here's, until she gets in the ring and the bell rings, our wild card. Look at Navi, look at the facial expression. I think she knows that no one knows how she's gonna handle this, what she's gonna do, and I think she likes that. Navi always kind of enjoys being a thorn in others' side, and making sure that they're gonna, hey, listen to whatever she has to say and observe whatever she has to do.
Well, here we go. Triple threat action for the AHHW F Women's Championship. It's our main event here at Back to School, and I think we got, I think we know what we're getting right now.
When it's supposed to be a triple threat match, oh no, it looked like an accident, but Shego did just deck Navi with a forearm. Navi recovering as Shego hooks up Captain Marvel, snap suplex from the champion. A Navi going right for Captain Marvel, so not taking the elbow too personally, which is kind of a shame. I was hoping that might disrupt their plans to gang up on Carol, but not to be.
And Navi going for a pin. Interestingly, Shego did not break it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what the psychology is behind that. Both these two taking turns, kicking Captain Marvel, and both posing for the audience. I hate this, Ben. Captain Marvel's been through too much to have to add this to her plate. Russian leg sweep from Navi. The crowd booing. They hate to see this as much as we do. As Shego takes out the leg, kicking out her leg out from under her. This is a disgrace to the women's division, Ben.
Yeah, I mean this is really like after like the main. So the main event the co-main event, whatever, the match that just happened that we just saw. That was a competition between 3 of the top people in the division. Each one deserving of the title. This right here, this is just a sham.
Ben, how could Frazier let
We're
this
currently
happen?
seeing just a hit job.
Yeah, I mean, okay, there's a couple options here. Oh, there's a big time breakup of that pin. Shego delivering a huge top rope senton to break up the pin between Navi and Captain Marvel. Navi maybe set up to try to do the same. Oh no, saving Shego with a missile dropkick to the back was... Captain Marvel started to build up a little tiny bit of a head of steam, trying to battle back, and Navi cut her right back off. Brian trying to run home and not look at this disgrace of a match.
Yeah, Brian can't even handle what's going on in the ring right now.
He's distraught, Ben. Do you blame him? He's supposed to carry out justice in the ring. That's the job of a referee, and he clearly sees there's no justice going to happen here tonight.
I mean, if I was Brian, I wouldn't know what to do in this situation.
Oh, Captain Marvel battling back here, Ben. Trying to make a fight of it. Shego throwing her over the top rope. And once again, bring her in a hard way.
Oh, and the crowd here in the gymatorium letting Shego know how they feel about this match right now.
Back rake from the champion and a Russian leg sweep to follow it up.
I said match in quotation marks too.
Yeah, right. This is something, Ben, I think there's only a couple of scenarios. 1, Frazier likes this outcome. 2, Frazier's too dumb to have thought this through, or Frazier just plain doesn't care.
I mean, I don't know. It could be D, all of the above.
I suppose it's possible.
And now Shego looking to go to the top rope here.
Captain Marvel looking badly hurt on the outside of the ring. Look how slow it's taking her. Look how long it's taking her to get to her feet. Just to take a missile dropkick from Shego to the floor. Shego's kind of taking some high risk moves here. She's putting her body on the line more than I would expect. Especially in a handicap match like this where it's not really necessary, where you've got the advantage. It's kind of surprising to see the champion taking big risks.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess is Shego trying to play up some sort of like, oh no, it's
Ben, what?
It's it's a triple threat, and I got to do everything I can, kind of thing.
Trying to get her shit in, if you will.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to like backdoor impress some of the fans that hate her. Maybe deep down, Shego does want to be liked. Yeah, I remember there was a time not so long ago in this company where Shego has maybe started to turn her act around. And I remember Elastigirl in particular being disappointed by her turn back to darkness.
Yeah.
But maybe there's still a shell of that person who does want a little admiration, and so it's like, all right, I'm gonna bust out some cool moves.
And I'm really surprised here if Navi gets the pin, Navi becomes champion, and yet Shego doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, Shego, I don't.
Well, this is basically a handicap match at this point. It's still, the rules still apply.
That's true. I don't even want to try to dive into the twisted mind of Shego to figure out what she's thinking in those situations. Navi, it's interesting though, it feels like she's enjoying this even more than Shego is. You notice that every time they get Carol down, Navi dances in triumph, and it's just seeming to be loving this, relishing what they're doing to poor Captain Marvel. And there you have it, Ben. Shego victorious in this championship triple threat match, retaining her title.
You can even call it that.
After taking advantage of Frazier and honestly all of us here in this company. Captain Marvel did the best she could with what she was given. She stayed in it longer than I could have, longer than anyone could be expected to. But she's up against 2 top-level women who are supposed to be all competing and instead just ganging up on her. And Captain Marvel has yet to receive a really fair shot at being the women's champion.
And you gotta wonder what kind of deal Shego gave Navi to get this.
To stand by and let the pin happen.
Basically, just to not have a match tonight.
Right, to not let Navi could have become champion herself, but she put her own ambitions aside to help Shego, and I'm willing to bet you're right that wasn't purely altruistic. That maybe they cut some kind of bargain. But who knows what fairies even want, you know? Like, Navi is not a being like you or me. Who knows what motivates those creatures? But I know what motivates Shego, and that's the goal. And she's demonstrated that she's smart and cunning, and also quite good in the ring. And, you know, she's champion for a reason, unfortunately. And we see both Shego, the champion, and Navi celebrating in the ring after what they've done to ensure that Shego stays the AHHW F Women's Champion. You know, not the way we wanted Back to School to end.
I can't stand this. I hate that this is what they just did.
It's downright despicable.
you know, it's like, you know, you suspected it ever since Shego announced that Navi was going to be the third person in this triple threat. You're like, oh man, something good is something bad is happening here. I'm trying not to use too many double negatives, but you know, it's like, it's awful when you actually see it play out. You know, we are having such a great night, and you know, you get your title match as the main event. I mean, that's a cool thing. That's a great honor that a lot of like people when they're growing up and they're trained to become wrestlers, they want to be in the main event of a show like this. And Shego comes out there and does this with it.
Yeah. Well,
it's not what I signed up to see here in wrestling.
Yeah. Well, 2 champions retained. 2 champions became new ones. Wait, no. 3 champions retained. 2 title changes happened. It was an eventful night here at Back to School. Another exciting episode of AHHW, as you always say.
Yes, yeah. Well, thank you all for watching. Whether you're watching after the fact or you're watching live with us, we appreciate all of you, and we hope that you'll leave a comment, give a thumbs up, maybe share the video with somebody that you think would like it. And if you want to help support us, you want to go the extra mile, you can go to patreon.com/alienhappyhour, where you can help pick matches on the show like we did earlier tonight.
You too can vote for Shrek, Fred Jones, and Deckard Shaw.
Yeah, so, you know, there's all sorts of things. But thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week with another episode of AHHW